want change. We want change. We want to change.
Kalendolu pule mulila bone. Onale po mulilia bone. Bakulu wa bakulu.
The sound magician. Wi-Fi on the beat, boy.
Twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Pantuno mwaka kuya bebele twanakane mwe mwachira mobufi kuya bebele akwabonele numa kuya bebele mwachira mobufi mwalitula ile ona lebwati mukesa tupangira kwemisebo wali mipele nebo tyati mukesa tupangira kwemisebo nimwewo mwachile mukesa tukulira nechipatala ifwe nimwewo mwachile mukesa tukulira na masukulu kuno ukutula potwa misalila ifwe mwalitula baona lebo imisebwala yagonaika ichipatala takwaba kuno abana besu basambilila mufimu chifyamango bana mayo mapapila mungande chipatala takwaba kuno imisepila chose malofwa bapepa pyebange famalelilo mufunda tawafika nembuto tashafika ukutula potwa misalila ifwe mwalitula baona lebo nombalelo mwabwela imwe mulefa yatumivotere twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Pantuno mwaka kuya bebele twanakane mwe mwachira mobufi kuya bebele akwabonele numa kuya bebele mwachira mobufi uno mwaka tulefa yabakutubombera nocha bakwisa kuno mukuzembereka mukutwibira mano nga twabavotera abaya nangu mwatupele ndarama tulepo katatwa mivotere nidonti kubeba lwapoka waya nidonti kubeba lwapoka waya ababina chimwe na mwekole uko bafuma balilaba bayi kutapiza balaboko bafuma bayi kutapai balabati bakabwela baje chikinine na mabanu inapana kaso wala onalebo mulabeja ukutula potwa misalila ifwe walitula baonalebo nombalelo mabwela imwe mulefa yatumivotere twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Twakupele voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Tawali mone voting atawa bomba eh. Pantuno mwaka kuya bebele twanakane mwe mwachira mobufi kuya bebele akwabonele numa kuya bebele mwachira mobufi pantuno mwaka kuya bebele twanakane mwe mwachira mobufi kuya bebele akwabonele numa kuya bebele mwachira mobufi pantuno mwaka twanakane mwe
The sound magician.
amana anomazuva kumusadza unoyo hakainde wanoyo no ebala musapota here support from Southern Province, but some people they have given up. When I go to Southern Province now, if someone from Southern Province can give up, are you telling me that someone from Osaka and Chingola can still love him? When you yourself who started loving him before these other provinces started loving him, you've given up. Some of them have, like me, have stopped loving him. Me and my family and other people, we've stopped loving him. Now you think if we can give up, I'm also Tonga, because when I'm Tonga, no Tonga, many Tonga were full time Mdala. But I have given up on supporting Hagainde because of my own reasons. So you think the reasons that the other people have for giving up on supporting Hagainde are not valid, such that the other people from other provinces, they cannot buy them. Let us learn to analyze politics. You must realize to say, Mudara, an election can be very disappointing. Ask the people of Kenya. Ask the people of Kenya. The person that won as the president, so let us be very careful as we talk. And let us be exposed. Not to wicked the levels of southern province, wicked the Muena Momons, Mokala, now you and because that village supports you think now everyone else is supporting. That is non-exposure. Let us be exposed. Why is it that people fail to deliver? They fail to deliver when the head is not functioning very well. If the head is not functioning, now training, you can't expect the trailers to start moving. These mayors, these MPs and councillors who are not performing, it's because Hagainde himself is a failure. Let us just face the reality. If Mr. Hijirema was not a failure, he was going because he is aware that in Mazabuka, because the other time he was talking about roads, particularly about Mazabuka, he is aware that there is nothing going on in Mazabuka and he is quiet. It means that is how the West culture is. It's like Bari now is an entertainer who knows how to speak, entertaining people. No,
Honorable Makebi Zulu and Mundubile Brian and PF Pamozi and Tonse Alliance have decided to come together. We want to assure the nation that this is not a marriage of convenience. We are doing it from the bottom of our hearts in response to what the Zambians have said. To inform the nation, this morning, Tonse held a Politburo meeting. This is a meeting of leaders where we discussed extensively regarding this particular marriage. And I know that my brother on the other side also had meetings with these people discussing this marriage. So this marriage is not necessarily between Brian Munduvile and Makebi Zulu. All the leaders that I'm mentioning here and the leaders on the other side are all coming together. We are now existing as one. All the activities will now be done jointly. And to demonstrate that commitment, I know that tomorrow, Honorable Makebi Zulu will be clearing the supporters in provinces. So please, Tonse Alliance members, turn out in your numbers to go and give support, because now we are waiting as well. There is another big event coming on Saturday. The announcement will come later. So all these events now will be able to do them as one. So mwebe na Zambia, tuamilomba kayo tuamitotela, pakulolela mwalolela, mwalelila ukuti, ngani kumporo koso mwaleti wa Bran, mke katena wa Makevi. Lero tuamfana wa Makevi. So kanshi mkwai, ngafilafine mulanda yonse, ukuti abantu bachula. Ichalo chaonaika chinshi twalaika dilansale nsale lelo twaimine no kutila katubombele chapamo tupusushe imieo ya abantu. Washikofu wonse bashima pepo ni mwetu wa mfuako. Washamfumu mweba kumushiri ni mwetu wa mfuako. Ba mayona batata na kulumutinta pamakasa ni wetu wa mfuako. Our students ba student na ba youth, ba civil servant mwebale chula, nimwe tuwa mfuako. Ba shimai nimwebale chula, nimwe tuwa mfuako. Mwemise pela mwebale ipa kukikonge, na kuma mine na ku Black Mountain, nimwe tuwa mfuako. Tuwa mfuako lila kwenu. Mwebe na Zambia monse mwebale chula, nimwe tuwa mfuako. Buno bushikumo bukankala nganshi. Ine uyo munandi makebi Zulu temweni wandi. Niloya munandi twalesa mbila na pamokulosku munandi. Tamufuilo kulasa kama na yo chala abashani twalibomba popamo, twaliangala popamo, kanshi is an old relationship. And this time around, my dear brother, I'm very grateful. We have a duty. To save the Zambian people. The duty is to save the Zambian people. Our people are suffering. I believe the way we've come together, we'll put our forces together and be able to confront the many challenges our people are facing. Mr. President, that was the President Brian Munduvile.
My appeal to all political parties, all of us, elections must be a competition to serve, not competition to lie. My appeal to all political parties, all of us, elections must be a competition to serve, not competition.
Thank you very much, and good day. Welcome to today's program, today 14th May 2026. Please share the program. Today is People's Forum. We continue to discuss opposition unity, but also the subsequent issues. Today we have 3 issues that I want you to join me in the discussion. Number 1, we have an update regarding the remains and the case of the late President, Zambia's 6th President, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Number 2, the unity of the opposition, the occasion we witnessed yesterday where PF Pamosi Alliance with Tonse Alliance came together to form Tonse Pamosi or Pamosi Tonse. In fact, both words mean the same thing. Pamosi and Tonse both mean the same thing. One in English, one in Nyanja, and the other one is Tonse. Ushechibemba. Wonse, Tonse. I think they are both Nyanja or Chewa. You can comment in the comments below. You can comment what language Pamosi is and what language Tonse is. But I think they all sound to me like they are Chewa, Nyanja words. So we saw Brian Mundubile of Tonse Alliance and Makebi Zulu of the Patriotic Front, Pamosi Alliance come together. And they formed a formidable force and they wish to participate in the elections. Remember, both of them do not have a home. These political alliances have to use a special purpose vehicle. They have to agree what special purpose vehicle they have to use under their alliance members. So the two will come together and they'll pick a special purpose vehicle that they can use. The Tonse Alliance so far have used FDD as the special purpose vehicle. We don't know if that will still continue. The PF Pamosi Alliance previously used NCP, National Congress Party for Peter Chanda, and then they used FDD in the Chawama by-elections. Now under the filing, as you saw today, Makebi Zulu filed under a special purpose vehicle called Resolute Party. So the two political alliances, as they form this one alliance, will pick a special purpose vehicles for their candidate for the president and for the MPs, and we'll hear the announcement. Your quest as Zambians has been that, can we have a grand alliance? We see Harry Kalawa is leading the Orange Alliance. We've seen Fred Membe is leading the People's Pact Alliance. Is there a possibility that we can have a grand alliance where Tonse, Pamosi, Orange Alliance, and People's Pact come together? That is your wish. That is my wish. But so far, even late in the day, I like what Grayford Monde said, that we can copy Malawi, where even on the last day of nominations, some parties in Malawi came together and formed a formidable force. So share the broadcast. Those are the 4 items we are discussing. When I come back, I'll let you know what the update is from South Africa regarding the late president. And then we delve into this issue of opposition unity. And then I'll open the phone lines for you to participate.
My appeal to all political parties, all of us, elections must be a competition to serve, not competition to lie.
The party, friends and all. So I only lamented that why should you be stripping me of these things and then pushing me and saying, no, we want to protect you. No, you see, demeaning of the president to be seen to be going without this or that. I said, I don't need you. You don't need me. So I was very clear. I've not complained at all. The time that I've complained is when I've been harassed. I said, you've stripped me of everything, but leave my liberty, my dignity, and my rights. That's what I'm saying even now. You see, 1 minute I walk the street, somebody says you can't walk the street because you're a former president, you are in danger of being attacked and people might attack you and will be blamed as police. That's why we're following you. The next minute I said, but you mean you didn't know that I was former president when you stripped me of these things? Please, go and put your house in order. The next minute I want to go to church. Some point in time, as I've said already, I have not come across a single man in politics who is today thinking of spreading Zambia. Apart from this, my head man in Zimbabwe, this is the southern province, he tried to do that, I think, but he didn't succeed. This what is.
Okay, so we.
No, I think he will finish it that one.
Okay.
This is my Southern Province. What is he? The man who is running his party.
Which one? Magande?
No. Oh, no.
He comes from Southern Province.
Southern Province, yes. This man who is.
Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema.
Hichilema.
Hakainde Hichilema.
Who running his
UPND.
UPND side. Apart from that, there is no other leader I can fear to run this country. All these others who are running parties, I can't see any one of them.
We have a matter in South Africa. The remains of the late president have still not been put to rest. Remember, something ugly occurred last month. Something terrible occurred to the remains of the late president, where the body was picked. The body, Mama Chika Moneka in the Bubu. Thank you, Mayo. Ciao, Mamule Umfa Mayo. I'll wait for your phone call. Yeah, she's written that Mama Chika Moneka in the Bubu. Wonderful. So you can comment and I'll acknowledge you when you join us in the debate. Thank you very much. So we had a terrible matter where the remains of the late president were stolen. And overnight, the following day, they were subjected to literally mutilation under the guise that the body was undergoing post-mortem. And remember, there has been no authority that has been issued for anyone to conduct the post-mortem of the late president. And we told you that there's a matter where a body, so-called Progressive Forces of South Africa, PFSA, took the matter to the Gauteng magistrate court in Randburg, where they wanted to be given authority to conduct a coroner's inquest to determine the death of the late president. And they also wanted that a postmortem be done. Those two issues were to be ruled by the court on the 29th of May 2026. So under what authority did the Attorney General pick the remains of the late president from two mountains, take the body overnight, and then conduct an illegal postmortem, extensive postmortem on the late president for over 5 hours? They got body tissues and body organs, they said, for purposes of postmortem. And we saw the family rush to court. That same night when the body was taken, they obtained an injunction. The Attorney General refused. And by the time we discovered the body, Makebi Zulu discovered the body, the following day, a postmortem had been done, a gruesome one, for 5 hours. And they rushed for an inter-party hearing where now the two parties, the Zambia's Attorney General and the family of the late president, agreed that the body will now move from two mountains to, I think, Avbob, and that the cost will be taken over by the state. And remember, the Attorney General said he picked the body and prepared to repatriate it to Zambia because there was a court judgment in August 2025. And he said the appeal by the family in the Supreme Court, he said that appeal had failed. And he therefore relied on the judgment by Judge Ledwaba, who was deputy president at the High Court at the time, issued a judgment to give authority to the Zambian government to pick the body and put the body to rest using state protocols and state respect. We know that an appeal was made. Even that judgment didn't give them authority to conduct a postmortem. It actually gave them strong guidelines. Number one, that the body should be accompanied by the ADC the entire time, his former medical doctor, and a family member. Those were the conditions, but they picked the body and conducted a postmortem. So what has happened? Remember, the Attorney General claimed that there's no matter in the Supreme Court. No, the matter is still in the Supreme Court. In fact, that's why the High Court gave the order to the family. So that matter that is in the Supreme Court, to appeal to the decision by the High Court of Pretoria, to grant authority to the Zambian government to repatriate the body and put it to rest, was appealed against in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of Appeal, the highest court in South Africa, is a constitutional court. It's not like in Zambia, where the Constitutional Court and the Supreme Court are at par. So the Supreme Court in South Africa, which is based in Bloemfontein, is called Supreme Court of Appeal. Why? Because there's a senior body on top of it, which is a constitutional court. So that matter has been scheduled for 27th of May. It's coming up on 27th of May in Bloemfontein. And why Bloemfontein in Free State is South Africa has practiced the independence of the wings of government. So the executive is in Pretoria. Legislators, Parliament is in Cape Town. The Supreme Court and Constitutional Court are in Bloemfontein. So they've practiced practically, actually, the independence of these wings. So that particular matter, an appeal made by the family, has now been scheduled. It's coming up on the 27th of May, which is in this same month. It's coming up for a full hearing. The family lawyer, who has been appointed as a Constitutional Court judge, he wants, I think, to finish this matter, and he will argue this case himself. So that is the update we have on the remains of the late president, that the matter now has been scheduled for 27th to come up in the Supreme Court of Appeal in Bloemfontein for hearing. When I come back, we deal with the other two issues, then we open the phone lines. This is your program, so I'll not hold and speak for a long time. I want you to speak. Let's discuss the electoral process and what has just happened.
If I cannot move out of my country, Zambia, to go for medication at my own expense, and I'm pulled out of a plane to say, go back home and die, that for me constitutes house arrest. I will not die a peaceful death if I was to die today without restoring PF to what it is. By the way, I've been saying to people who want me to reconcile with the president that, look, the only way we can start talking about reconciliation is for the man to begin restoring democracy. And how he restores democracy to me is by restoring the legitimate leadership into PF, where we were on 23rd October 2023, where we had elected leaders like myself as president and others, including our SGs and everybody. Once he restores that, he tells his people in the civil service to say, guys, can you correct this? The register's record to show the true reflection of the leadership of the party. Then we're on our way to go. They've done that with other political parties as a system, and I can't allow that. So we are going to fight. So talk of retirement, you retire when you are comfortable, that things are okay. But when you're an old man and you see things are being messed up, and you sit and watch the children, no, you put on your warrior garb, and you take your spear and your segai and your chamtunga, and you go and fight with them. That's what they do. So that's what I've done. So I've come back because
uhule ma politics wataka, political prostitution. Okay? Where now we are seeing the same things that is happening, you say, in development, where the civil servant, when the senior civil servant is visiting them, they parade a person, they say this and this. This is exactly what is doing in the politics. In the first place, A political party is formed under an ideology. A political party is formed under an ideology. If there is a political party that has got no ideology, these are the political parties that they should be deregistered. It's just like churches. Today, I cannot be a Roman Catholic church. Tomorrow I wake up, I'm in RCZ. The other day I'm in Zion. The other day I'm in the Seventh Day. Then what am I standing for? Do I have any principles in the first place? Do I understand why the church I have joined is standing for? The answer is no. This is the political prostitution that we have seen in Eastern Province. I'm talking about in Eastern Province because that is where my mandate is. And the political parties that are receiving people that are defecting from this party to this party, they must be very, very careful. They must be very, very careful. For example,
let's go into it. Today we saw a parliament will be dissolving formally tomorrow. They held the last session on Tuesday, and it's dissolution because you have to dissolve 90 days. Parliament has to dissolve before you go to elections. And our constitution prescribes that you go to elections. It has a date and time. That's why it will be differing between 12th and 14th when we go to election, depending on the calendar. And the Constitution has prescribed the second week in August, and I think it has prescribed the Thursday in which you should hold elections. So 13th August is the day we are going to elections. And 90 days before, Parliament must stand dissolved. There was an attempt under Bill 7 that Cabinet must remain in office, and there was that proposal. But that proposal did not go through. It was among the issues that allowed President Hichilema to negotiate with, to somehow yield to allow Bill 7 to go through. So the decision in Bill 7 to allow ministers to stay was refused. So President Hakainde Hichilema today also held the last session of his cabinet. What is your view about this cabinet? I find it that it was the most incompetent cabinet. Why do I say so? It rarely spoke. It rarely defended the policies of President Hakainde Hichilema and President Hakainde Hichilema's government. The leaders were some barely unknown, and I have called it the worst cabinet we've had since 1964. They relegated their duties to the people I used to call the M23. These are the various spokespersons that the party had assembled. So you would hear policy and government issues from undesignated persons. So if Clayson Amasaka wasn't speaking, Oliver Shalala or Max Muwe, and they carried no authority to the issues that they wished to attend to. If it is Max Muwe, who's a civil servant, he doesn't even occupy a national management committee. He's a civil servant as media director under the Secretary General. He would issue any statement, even regarding the US ambassador. It was the most incompetent team I have seen. And then you saw innovations emerge where Jito Kayumba had his own communication system, Clayson Amasaka, Brian Mwinga, they were running Koswe and trying to run the public media, and then came the cyber laws. The communications was now delegated to the police, who just began to arrest people. Instead of unleashing the potential of cabinet and potential of cabinet to defend their position, they unleashed the police on us, on critics. And what is your view of this cabinet? President Hakainde Hichilema held this cabinet. If I'll get a picture and show it to you, you barely remember who they are. You barely remember who they are. I'm looking at the picture here. There are a few people I can recognize. Of course, the president and the vice president. Rodney Skumba, the Minister of Justice, Princess Kasune, Ruben Mutolo, the man that said we'll never export power at all. In fact, if we were to rate these ministers, you can give them zeros and ones. I don't think there's anyone who would score over 50%. They were very lucky that they had the vocal president. So President Ichilema loved the microphone and he loved to chatter. So he loved to speak to the very issues. Many times he hijacked the processes. For example, if there was a matter in the mines and selling the mines, he became the champion and he was the one that was speaking to the issue. Pokabuswe became the chola boy to those processes, whether at Mopani, KCM, Kansanshi, or the investment by First Quantum. The president took over the job of the ministers himself. The drought, and that's why he would issue, very funny statements. Remember when we had the drought and the president said it's biblical. What are people, he used the word biblical. He has a way in which he speaks. Like digital, he says digital. So biblical, he says biblical, And so there were funny statements. But I attribute to this as the most incompetent cabinet. Tamba, the lady with the deep voice from Kasempa, Minister of Labor. You had a few, Peter Kapala, then my young brother from Chingola, Mulenga, he tried to be relevant and he just misspoke. You can't mistake loudness for knowledge. And Chipoka Mulenga demonstrated that being loud doesn't mean that you are speaking sense. Elvis Nkandu, straight from the market, MP, and he was Minister of Youth and Sport. And he was more effective in by-elections because he's a campaigner. When he headed Zanama, he knows how to speak to the grassroots. But as a minister, oh my God, with these two PSs, they were a bunch of jokers. Tayali with his motorbikes, the chief spokesperson, chief government spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa, whose job was hijacked by the people I call the M23. Because by the time he spoke, they had either spoken or misspoken, and by the time he tried to clarify, I've never seen such an incompetent media team. Douglas Yakaliman, Ministry of Education, these are very forgettable names. The Minister of Defense, Lufuma, Energy Minister, and like I said, it's hard to know who these people are. I'm very well informed. I am on top of current affairs and have difficulties to make out some of the ministers. It was never like that. The ministers were in your face and they spoke to their sectoral responsibilities. But this bunch was the quietest of them all. Give me your view and your opinion about the cabinet. And who do you remember? Who do you think worked? You can assess that. The ECZ, as you saw, the submission of the 1,000 supporters is coming to an end. Today we saw Makebi Zulu under Resolute Party bring the 1,000, and he brought Civic Center to a halt with the number of people he brought in Ndola, in Lusaka, and other places. He has fulfilled and he's gotten the certificate. Tell me in the comment, did Dr. Reverend Given Katuta manage? Did Reverend Dr. Given Katuta manage as an independent presidential candidate? Confirm in the post, in my post there. Xavier Franklin Chikonkolo Chungu, did he manage with the 1,000 supporters? Please comment for me. Dr. Brian Mushimba, former Minister of Works and Supply, former Minister of Energy, did he, we remember him for banning nighttime driving for trucks and buses, but now that position with the 24-hour economy has been revoked. Brian Mushimba organized People's Party. Did he succeed? Tomorrow, we will see Ritual Siamnene, Pastor Peter Chanda, Mr. Trevor Msonda Mwamba, and President Hakainde Hichilema bring their 1,000 supporters across the country. And someone was saying, Ambassador Mwamba, I know you don't like to discuss tribalism. I know you don't like to discuss that. But after you look at the 26 Mwebantu Wakwalesa, you can't come together. Let me just read. Someone was reprimanding me. At Mwebantu 26, you can't come together. He says from the, what you call the Zambezi region, which is northwestern, western, and southern province, only 2 people have emerged, which is Ritual Siamunene New Focus Party and President Hakainde Hichilema. From the Chambeshi, Luangwa region, meaning, from the 2 regions, Howard Kunda, I think is from Serenje, Charles Chanda, Mwemba Munensu, Kelvin Fubebwalia, Brian Muntayalo wa Munduvile, Given Mwenya Chansa, Professor Daniel Chivale Pule, Harry Kalava, Enoch Roosevelt Tonga. I don't know where Tonga is from. It could be from Eastern Province. Dr. Sebastian Copeland, Francis Mandona Mwape, Kasondesi Mwenda. Mwebantu Wakwalesa, has Kasondesi Mwenda been released? Let's not forget our comrades. Please give me in the comments if you are aware if the release of Kasonde Mwenda has occurred. Dr. Chitaluchi Lufia, Chanda A.B. Katotowe, Richard Silumbe, Fred Membe. Contrary to what many people think that Fred Membe is lousy from Western Province. But if you go to his heritage, actually Fred Membe is from Chinsali and is part of the royal family. Mr. Membe is part of the royal family. Moses Mawere from Chipata. Makebi Zulu, Reverend Dr. Given Katuta from Chiengi, Xavier Franklin Chikonkolo Chungu from Bahati there, William Mudolo from Muyombe. Did William Mudolo's people file today? Again, give me some comments. Dr. Brian Mshimba. Then tomorrow we have Ritual Siamunene, Peter Chanda, Trevor Msonda, and Hakainde Hichilema. So someone said, Mwamba, you don't like to talk about tribalism and tribal issue, but here I'm challenging you. And I felt guilty. And I said, whatever lenses you use, the opposition must unite. Whether you use a tribal lens, whether you use a common sense lens, whether you just think that to be practical, the opposition must unite. Whatever way you use, they must unite. ECZ has issued guidelines. Let me just go through the guidelines of what will happen on nomination day. So they've put 15th May to 17th May for candidates to collect nomination documents. And they've given that guidance. Then for the venue and security access control, it will be at Mulungushi International Conference. They will use document verification room. So you submit the document, you will have to go to room 5, where designated officers will look at your documents. And then you walk into the main nomination hall. So for you as a president to go into the document center to verify your documents, you are only required to carry 5 people. When you go to the main nomination hall, they'll only allow you to have 20 supporters or party officials. Only 20. Hichilema is very clever. He was coming with millions. He wants just a few. Accreditation. So they've set 17th May Sunday for accreditation. Then there are those that have not filed so far. You are a presidential candidate, or maybe you filed, for example, let us assume Dr. Sebastian Copeland and my brother Munjele Leko, I'm just picking your name. He has an issue with people's party, his party, and he didn't file because, there is that issue. Does he go as an independent? It looks like there is still room for you to file. And this is what it says. So for non-scheduled presidential aspirants, let me just see if I can read it. While the commission has drawn up nomination timetable, the nomination desk remains open to any other presidential candidates who do not appear on the timetable, this timetable that is coming to an end tomorrow. So they said, you are still eligible. The commission will receive and process these nominations provided the aspirants meet every statutory requirement outlined in the official ECZ nomination checklist. Again, we have problems with that checklist because most of the issues are not even constitutional. Then number 5, they've said, then you should take your supporters now to the showgrounds. This is for people that have not part of this list that has just occurred, or for one reason or another, you did not succeed or you want to change or whatever you are doing. There is this opportunity where now the presidential candidate who failed to complete the supporters pre-processing exercise in the province can still take their supporters to Lusaka showgrounds. Number 2, candidates who intend to process and verify their mandatory 1,000 provincial supporters physically during the active nomination week. So you could have filed in and they are saying you didn't meet the 1,000. You still can go for verification and fill in the gap. Then methods of payment of nomination fees, of course, direct cash and cash deposits. Okay, so I think that is fresh guidelines that has come from ECZ, and it's talking about accreditation. There's another one, a longer one, which is regarding monitors and observers that will speak to it far later. Let's see what other matter I've left out before I let you phone and participate in this discussion. Let me look at the issues that are listed that we should discuss. Of course, I've introduced a new one, the issue of the cabinet, that this is a most forgettable cabinet. You can't even remember who they are. Most of them, you remember them for their scandals, where people were killing themselves because of the minister. Others will remember them for corruption, the 61 containers. We are remembering some of the ministers by their scandals, not by their work, not by their delivery. And like I said many times, they were saved by President Hakainde himself, who stepped in and took over their portfolio, whether it was energy during the energy crisis, whether it was selling of the mines, whether it was the agriculture issues. Okay, so I've dealt with the issue of the late president, Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu. The matter is coming up on the 27th. Cabinet has been dissolved. I've just described what it is, and Parliament has, even the Parliament one. Again, I think this was the worst Parliament. I don't know what your views are, but this was the worst Parliament. First, they had the Speaker, Nelly Mutu, who's again the worst Speaker. If you look at the list of speakers we've ever had, Nelly Mutu ranks amongst the worst speakers we have ever had. And let me just read you the list of speakers that Zambia has ever had, and you can look back. And some wrote books, very wonderful books. So the first speaker who brought us into independence was Thomas Williams. From 1956 to 1964, he served as Speaker of the Northern Rhodesia Legislative Council. Then we had the first Zambian speaker, Wesley Nyirenda, 1964 to 1969. He was Zambia's indigenous first speaker. Remember, our parliament opened in 1924. Then there was Dr. Robinson Nabuliato, who came back twice. He first served for over 11 years, for 21 years, between 1969 and 1998. That's 20, from 1969 to 1988, over 21 years, Dr. Robinson Nabuliato. Then came Fwanyanga Mulikita, 1988 to 1991. This is a speaker who faced criticism. If you look at the 1991 Parliament, all of a sudden MPs rebelled and began to demand multi-party democracy. These MPs were UNIP MPs. And do you remember some of those MPs that advocated for multi-party restoration in the 1998-1991 Parliament? They clearly stood against the hegemony of UNIP. Dr. Robinson Nawuliato came back. Dr. Chiluba loved him. He said he was one of the best speakers the country had, and was a disciplinarian, not authoritarian, but disciplinarian. And Chiluba brought him back, and he served for another 8 years from 1991 to 1998. Came Emmanuel Mwamba, who was an MP, and then transitioned under Rupia Banda as a speaker. Then came Dr. Patrick Matibini, who served for 10 years from 2011 to 2021. Then we have the worst speaker ever, Nelly Wutete Kashumba Muti, 2021 to 2026. Why do I say that she's the worst? Because she may even be arrested one day. How do you pass an illegal constitutional bill? Does she understand what a constitution is? She does, because she's a very senior lawyer. So to pass an illegal process, illegal law, amending the Republican Constitution, I don't know what offense anyone can do other than such an act that Nelly Wutete Kashumba Muti did. She will be prosecuted because she has just caused untold destabilization of both the constitutional and judicial stability by passing an illegal law in Bill 7, which has now become law. It has expanded parliament to 281 seats. It has done all sorts of things because she chose to ignore what the courts and the process decided. People may not even remember that the master puppeteer was President Hakainde Hichilema. They will remember Nelly Wutete Kashumba Muti. The lines are open. Let us hear your voice. This is your program. We are discussing opposition unity. Like I said, we had Brian Mundubile of Tonse Alliance coming together with PF Pamoza Alliance, Makebi Zulu, and they've formed Tonse Pamoze. But your core has been, what about Honorable Harry Kalaba and his Orange Alliance? What about Honorable Fred Membe with his People's Pact? Is it possible? And most of you, after yesterday's program, you kept on calling me privately. Landen now, kambani now, mumba kamba now. Nalanda kone chinyanja, I should speak to these leaders to come together. It's not that easy. I can see I already have a first caller. Atua Bangirire, wow. Where is that phone? Let me look for the phone. The phone is ringing. Your phone is ringing, my brother. Let me look for your phone. I don't know where it is, but I know that it is ringing. Okay, let me open it. The lines are open. You can participate in the program. I've got the first caller. Let's hear from them. The phone was off, but the program, the software tells me there is a call. Let me just switch on the phone. Yeah, the lines are open. Let me just ensure that all the phones are on. There's a dear brother, I think it's Uncle J calling. Uncle J, just hold on. I'm just connecting the phone. The system is telling me the calls that are appearing, but my phone was off, so just wait. There's another one as I'm waiting for Uncle J. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and give us your contribution.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
And in name of Alex, today I'll start by people have been telling me know which Alex. I want to tell them that my full name is Alex Mutale Ngandu.
Alex Mutale Ngandu from Kasama. Make your contribution, my brother.
Yeah, Ambassador. Do you know that to defend a lie is such a big problem? To defend a lie. If you are you and you are told that, please, Alex and for you to be told to come and defend me, say, guys, it's almost impossible. Unless you are a liar. I'm speaking on behalf of those ministers. Some of them, they have that the conscience. They have a conscience within themselves. So for them to go out and defend lies that HH has done is so much impossible. They would rather keep quiet. I know he has been running a one-man show, but the truth be told is that to defend the lie is such a big problem. Number one. I want to discuss issues to do with the body of the late president. I saw something where Emmanuel Mwamba was saying that the body will be arriving in the country by Friday. So, before these issues happened, if you remember, there was some phone calls which were happening where the man was just attacked recently in Eastern Province or whatever, where he was communicating to say, no, there was 11 missed calls from the president. He was discussing issues to do with the court, whilst the matter was in court, or still in court. And today it's the same thing. This man never is still talking about the same issue that, no, the body will be arriving on Monday. Where is he getting this judgment? I mean, on Friday, the body will be in Friday. The body will be in the country by Friday. There's such a thing running or trending on social media. These are questions, and these are something that they have to be brought before the court, because these are people who are lying so close to the power that be. To Valeri Meet, Ambassador, she's a disgrace. What we can, when we are doing normal grade 1, normal grade 2, remember, we wanted to know, even go to the parliament and shake a hand of the speaker, because the speaker was somebody that would hear to, but not this one. This one is an embarrassment. This one is like talking about, I'm sorry, this is a public forum and very respected, but it's like so we can't wait for a jail term. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So Alex says they are quiet, that these ministers were quiet because they didn't want to participate in the lie of their leader. That is an interesting perception. That is an interesting perception. Yeah. The lines are on. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution.
Thank you very much. This is Uncle J, Ambassador Mwamba.
Uncle J, make your contribution.
Yeah, let me go straight to the cabinet. I think you described it best. This has been the worst cabinet, to talk about. The ministers are known, meaning their impact is not even there to start with. This speaks exactly to the kind of leadership that we had. All right, a one-man show. And just like the previous caller just said, it's difficult to defend some of the things that were said and were done by this presidency. So, yeah, we can blame them, but most of them were actually incompetent. This is why you would hear this one say this, the other one say that. On the issue, I saw also that article that Mwamba put out. I think Mr. Mwamba, I'm calling him Mr. Mwamba. He's Dr. Mwamba. He calls him, I call him actually a former pastor. He's such a disgrace. In the way he's been coming out, we expected a lot. He must be sober enough. As a leader that has held the second highest office in our country, we expected better. You cannot always function through your belly. It's wrong. It's wrong. You can't just be celebrating the body is coming. He's never spoken anything to defend the widow. All he's just infected and obsessed with is the body of Israel coming into Zambia. That is sad. That is sad. In conclusion, the parliament, and I'm glad that it has come to an end, that was such a disturbance to our ears and our eyes. That woman who presided over that parliament will go down as the worst ever speaker. And I pray that that woman, please, has a time to pay for the crimes that she's committed. She might feel to be on top of the world right now because she's been defended. She's been the hand that has been functioning for the president. But a time for reckoning is coming. She has destroyed our country. Mwamba, you know, the constitution is everything. Without the constitution, you have no country. You have no country. And what these people have done to us, it's regrettable. And the only revelation that we have is we have known them. Had we not discovered them, had they not come to power then, we are not going to know how horrible and terrible and dangerous, heartless these people are. We thank God it has come to an end and we cannot watch that nonsense anymore. In conclusion, I want to say, Viva Makebi Zulu, Viva Bani Mundubile. Thank you for the unity of purpose. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Thank you very much, my brother. This is Muntumususu calling you from Lusaka, Zambia.
Muntumususu, make your contribution.
I want to thank you first of all for this program you are giving and all this effort that you are putting up in shaping the political direction of our country. That must be acknowledged. And I think that we need a database of people who have stood for people in this country like you, and all, including those who have betrayed us. Now, I want to give an insight on the way President Mwamba operates. I've been listening from what you are saying. This is indeed the most disastrous and incompetent cabinet that even I personally have never seen. But you must understand how President Mwamba operates. People haven't taken time to understand clearly how President Mwamba operates. President Mwamba operates like a god. And whatever he does, he must not be questioned by anybody. Therefore, if you want to keep your job when you are working for him and you are close, you must first of all hang your brains. Don't question things anyhow. Where is Gary Nkombo today? What did you think Gary Nkombo did? Look at the history of this man from the time that they're running UPND. Anyone who has dared to question him, even to give you to reason with him, they have all been ejected and ceremoniously chased from there. That's the way you operate. So when you are talking about this cabinet, some of those cabinets, you wouldn't blame them very much because
it's a reflection of who the leader was.
Yes. There is that audio that you are playing. Did you hear that audio that you are playing? That Tongamani, as he explained everything properly. When the trailer is not moving, it's because the head is not pulling. The people he was working with are not given the liberty to think independently, even in giving statements. If you have to give a statement, you have to be called. Go and give this statement. Go and do this. Do this. That's the type of management. That is the type of mercy that we had put ourselves in. It's not like Eddie Galungu. Eddie Galungu, the ministers were free to talk, independent. It is not like Rupia Banda. Rupia Banda people were free to talk. It's not like Michael Sata. Even during Michael Sata, ministers were free to talk. That is not the management that you need to understand the management stuff. And that man, you heard a lot of issues on this platform. There are people whom he listens to. Don't just listen to anybody. That is why you find that some ministers can be very incompetent, but he would never fire them. Because even himself maybe was just told to say appoint this one, appoint this one. So what we are saying is that we continue banking on our political parties to ensure that they continue interrogating this issue of unity. We as a people of this country are resolved. We are all resolved. We want to correct the mess that we created in 2021. We wake up Uchitintangombe very early in the morning to go and see. By 10 hours, President in the HLM would have already received the message that he has lost. So we ask you, the opposition politicians, please continue ensuring that you are uniting. Thank you very much, Ambassador Emmanuel Mwamba.
Thank you very much. The lines are open. We will not stay very long. It was just a program for you. It's a people's forum. We might have guests along the way, but we thought that we should come to you. I saw the yearning yesterday of people seeking to comment, especially after what we saw, the unity of Brian Mundwile and Makebi Zulu, and your views about it. So we've decided to hold this program to listen to you. Then there is an issue of Parliament, ECZ guidelines. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give your contribution.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening.
This is Didi from Kopabelt.
Didi, make your contribution.
Ubushukuru fuire nsofunele ashiri wako ya nsofu. Tuatotera balifa abo fa kulira kwa bantu ba Makebi na ba Mundwile na batenshe cyaro na ba FDD na batenshe cyaro abantu baletota kumino kumakasa emutima udia efo twalelo lera okupusana tapabasha kuba tuyakwate nchina mukwata inkala mumushi ile ya abantu chawo mwaka tana kitulendera pamo pakuti tukamala inkala muko ile tulira mwamvu tukabena amasebe tukabana fishefya benkala muko chifya lomba apa basa kaukachachi bakalipa bamwamba bachi bakuma radio station bare ponta fetu ati imu mwalela ndache bali salangana takwa opposition yafuna kui
Shamikari Pashani, when they've come together.
Yafuna kui inena seka kone nseko eya ukuikalisha efyo kwa watu wasapulikana omulemba mungutui ala mwabombeni mwe ma lawyers yabiri tatule foyo omuntu tali lawyer le angala fe kuli constitution alanga kuli constitution omuntu nafulalo kuli constitution okula alifulunganya fye imwe mulato tafe mu minwa yawe filife takwabe efyo vintu kafyabi pakulanda balaba speaker tapali nacho bafumamo kairi badinu ba west speaker bana kashinali chotekala tumana kashata chitefusuma na isa pendana na mugala na tikashinga babulire na mugala ukuya kula balaba mayo bamalo kula chitafe opposition yuko chita quiet kula fwa walanda binu weolesa kupale wale bomba mu parliament ule umfalesa kupale binu weo parliament wali bomba walero ila abantu mo kapyanga imwe mwalelwila abantu lero parliament yakwa lero nombatwala mona tuli akuma finals umusha ba opposition tumona yeye ne opposition ifo ikamchita patu ovu imwe antu mwabana nabo mwana kumona na ilanga ala bombeni muchiteti suma ichiweme chilombera filafina bana ndati soti yo ina soti mwanda soti sana yeye ala myalukila ile balukira batabonfwa ngatudela ndane fima bills fyabo fya emergency ifwe mukufunda abana tira mukupoka permission kuri ba free days ati tupera no free days tukala funda abana okuikala abantu egani bakwate order I think balakwata order bonsa bakweta mapindo ya limenelelo na yapwa twala mona mumushipo mwala ati eba ba bill 7 balabale batu babonfeshe mingala nabashima balamoneka sonomba MP kwa kitapali necho batitire jo bamushanga abati ngeme nabashima napapwa papwa Efyo kuboko ipusha politics. Ninju shu inanga tauchenjerenga waruka kangalu. Ule tolaika tona chiwa masa. Awo chene chiwa mwambala chiwa makebi zulu. Lesale nchita protect na bangundu bile. Na bachifumu banda. Wansi na ruwa opposition. Kolonga neni tananani.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you very much. Didi from Undora. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening.
Thank you. I'm Chama.
Chama, make your contributions.
Ambassador, you know what we are experiencing in this country and what we have experienced in this country from 2021 to date is something that sometimes when I sit down and begin to think about what is happening in this country, sometimes Ambassador. Because when I look at cabinet, I've never been a minister before. But when I look at our ministers, the cabinet that the president, constituted from the word go, you look at the performance of these ministers, they are incompetent, they don't know anything. When they are doing their presentations, you can even see to say, truly this person here is... But these are the people that we were subjected to. And so they collapsed the system. So the only thing that those people were doing is yes, Bwana. They were not thinking on their behalf, on their own. You can see, incompetence in them, even arrogance in them, because the only thing that our ministers knew was to say yes, even to something which they know very well. And they even have conviction to say, I think this thing is wrong. But because there was the option, alepanga mafunde nefiweshi byabeno kwati ifitefo fichalo chifiro kutungulu efiyo. But vale sumina because it was in favor of them. But I know one day they will regret whatsoever they've done, whatever damage they've caused to this country. They will definitely regret because it will haunt them. It will follow them one day. Kanshi ukabira kwesu utira ambassador abama leaders ifali chitawa mundubire ba makebizolo ba esapamo in fact therefore twale pepera filia. We know in August Zambia shall be liberated. In fact, after my election, there will be another independence celebration. Because what we have experienced in this country is something that is very strange. We as young people have regretted what we did. I think it is something that we wouldn't want to happen again. I think we have an opportunity to correct that mistake. We have an opportunity to liberate ourselves. We have an opportunity to make sure we put things right in this country. We made a mistake. Because we were subjected to something that we couldn't believe we would be experiencing such kind of things. So, Ambassador, I think you are a great man. You are a full of wisdom. Keep it up, sir. Continue, indeed. That's the reason why you have this experience. It's because you are a great man. I appreciate you for everything that you are doing. Continue. You contribute highly, even in the coming together of Makedu, Amunduvire. It's because of your effort for me. That's how, because you've been trying by all means to go for unity. Continue. I know people may not see it. People may not appreciate it. But anyone who is wise has seen what you have done, what you have contributed. So, sir, continue. We are behind our leaders. and we'll make sure we turn out in numbers, we'll influence, we'll mobilize and make sure we bring everyone on board so that come 13th August, we have to go and correct that mistake that we made in 2021. Honestly, we were subjected to something that I don't understand. The injustice that has happened in this country, I mean, I can't believe. Sometimes you sit down, you question yourself, are these the leaders that we voted?
Thank you, my brother.
The people that we brought on board. So, Ambassador, keep it up, sir.
Thank you, my dear brother.
Freedom is coming for Zambia. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's pick your cause and let's hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Emmanuel Mwamba, incoming information minister.
Mwawombe Nwane.
Awa Mwamba, yesterday, katishina da tualifu kutoloka kuisa panju tuali temwe. Ile tuwa mwenefi. Mwamba, abo bantu na mwaruresha wa programs ose tuwa ufa. Radio station, chamulanda. Abantu, esho bali wareba. Abantu siya kwete amano. Nalaba mwana kumana kifita filibwino. Bantu abantu na wabebe fishinga. Even in the Southern Province, the Southern Province, Nako, Takuenu, and Nawawan Valilanda. Amwamba, Prelula, Bakalam. Lakalavali Tulaya, I should have a penny radio, Walana Navena, Valano, Latine, Square problem in yo. And then the ready, put at another nine. So Trello Monoga Mundu, Avamake Zulu, Vatanda, Bakalava, no Quay Calapanch. No kwebati wangu abantu besechapam amamba lesani pale konkanya ni 20 kumulebomba.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Hello, Mwamba Mwabonde, nameless.
Kwaiwa nameless. Make your contribution.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mwamba. Our appreciations is so high, for the job that you've been doing and you're still doing. And we know very well that it will continue until such a time. Yeah. Well, Mwamba, I just want to point out something which is very, very important, and I'm very much concerned here. Today, I have seen the Maccabi, and I watched through everything. Yeah, the crowd was just overwhelming. My main concern, Mwamba, this is something that we have not to forget. Maccabi needs to be secured. Yeah, because that crowd, really, it just made me so scared. Yeah, very much scared. So I just want to emphasize on the security. How secured is he? Yes. This is something that you have to look at. Ichirenga chaiza tinsa msashini obulanda. Okulingana fye nokutontonka nyakwandi. This is all I wanted to say about Mwamba. Nothing close. I'm worried about his security here. Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's take your calls and let's hear from you what your views are on the program and on the matters we are discussing today. That includes opposition unity. Just a minute. I've got a call coming in. Thank you. We are discussing opposition unity, and we are also discussing this cabinet. I think that is one of the worst cabinet. It was quiet. It never defended the president. We never had policy issues from them. Sometimes every time they came to the media is when they were in scandal and trying to defend themselves, either out of corruption, procurement irregularities, or personal misconduct. That's when we really hate them. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Endita.
Ande tumina kuno busaka konde tumina amwamba chakubara ndedi chashaka muri mumure bomba karambanga ntabiri tobere Zambia tren chaka pakarambanga amwamba chakubara ndera ndoko bacha abantu kabatse parliament ngaleya beri ngeta tuleba kwa apo bari parliament zovu mayo tuleba kwa bingi ese kobena Zambia nati mabonso kumuno ko bacha abantu opposition ngabaikatane Pamone no mun turi tebo no wino ngari karaba ubeke chipani kiri tebo no wino bamukonke no wino atotera nshiko chama chiwanga ya kuranda wa Mwamba na totera.
Thank you very much. Thank you. The lines are open. You can make your contribution. The lines are open. You can make your contribution. The lines are open. You can make your contribution. The lines are open. We are discussing the various issues, and we want to hear your voice because it's People's Forum. And we do not want to stay long, because when we stay long, then you begin to call. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Ambassador.
Good evening.
Mkwaya network na issue kwa madezi ya formule mwena ndiwa wa mwana muneka sana ile kutoka sana. I don't know if it yako Ambassador pali no instaine ndefu ndafie shire funda ndera ndave pali unit unit yakaena kuma supporters Ambassador kwa supporters amano ya chepeko amano kwa cha aya kora tontonganya kwa ntunguru shefo ile shire tontonganya tota shire tontonganya tuperere ko pali level ya panshi pantu problem ufufe ma supporters kwa feva ntunguru shishesu nelo shire ranshanya pe bwino kino fire ba munko nge ba bu cafe no kwambo kora tontonganya yo ba makepi na barande fine namba no kura ebecha yo ba mundiru naba ndefine namba no kura ebecha revyo tuna shefu tukakeko tureke ntunguru chambyo kututungurure bimo shakwata konke kwa ma protocol pakwe bati unity tuisunge efe twala ndarande ishta yakunu ma tufifute tufirabe ko twambyo kwendera pamo so mweba kwa talent yakulanda pali ino ishta first lekenyo kusitako practice kwa ukurarangira ko bamundubire fo tabarangire bapereni ko chance lekenyo ku ukurarangira ko bamakepi zuro fo tabarangire katube fyo kwikatana pamono prolere ntungurushi amashi yare tueba bantu mwalisho ino ishitaba bantu tu abana bena abantu abakwe batabalala nechichi chitike tabalala so kurandaranda ku twaleta ma problems yao katura tushiteura wino le randaranda pakwe bati ona ule fintu so mwe bantu bakwale sanami romba kurandaranda kwali kurandaranda kwa kunuma kukwiri apapeni lekeni twale mbatike twafu abena Zambia echo balirira na twikatana ifya kula ipushisha busheyo nina nywala teka pale ababilioni shani tufira beko katkonkanya fyo kula pozelesha abantu pa grassroots tuwebyo kweba tulire chola aba tuipusha we chola fe imwe tetekere ni muchore fi byonse mukafisanga nantunguru shiri umwene muchola aho inopona perera Ambassador nchikwetera makwesheni nachikwata fyo mupasho wako bati ngosereshe nje beko na barama supporters abatukana turamwanesha mwama leader tureke no kutukana leader to support atukana ko ifo ture tukana no manage to support enshi umuntu wonse araruba katuwerere munshira fwe bare tukana tureke fwe bare randaranda tureke tatwakamise kyao firavyari pitavyakare rero katwendere munshire isuma pakwe bachama election kese achita munshire isuma nafwe bafyongo tureke awe pona perera papeni Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are conducting this special broadcast. We're doing an update on the remains of the late president. We were also talking about opposition unity and the calendar in parliament, and that this was the last parliament, and also for cabinet, the president held his last cabinet. What is your view about this cabinet? I've termed it as the worst cabinet, and I don't know what your thoughts are about this cabinet and the last parliament and what is going on in the nomination process. We want to close early today. This was to give you an opportunity to call, especially on the issue of opposition unity, that we couldn't take as many calls as possible yesterday when the news broke out. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Yes, my brother, make your contributions.
Yeah. Dada kwamba kosoba mdala andime kusukusa kutwa zori Yesu. Sebo ndenzo tokatandwa kumama ini mumbwe. Ayuyi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Seno ano potubete tuyawinga iri abo mirimo yamana. Aja kuchita tatu jijisi. So kulero nishibwe ngaya kunyongana kambo sebo ndiso tokapengera kuti balere bonyeno bagimana baturuba batugwiya enoto yawingaira boko yawingaira twabura mirimo enoto yo yama kuli Arumba.
Okay, thank you, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, let's hear from you. We'll be going out early today. We'll be going out. Well, Dr. Brian Mwamba, I've seen a post. He says his political party, organized political party, has also achieved the 1,000 milestone. Dr. Brian Mwamba. So remember, I was asking of those that were filing in today. So Dr. Brian Mwamba says he has managed the 1,000. And your call is for the opposition to work together and to unite. And we hope to bring people like Brian Mwamba on this program. We hear what their views are.
And agree with them that truly it's a matter of urgency. We don't have time to depend Tawi. Lelo, today is the
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Good evening, Ambassador. This is Anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Okay, I want to talk about the issue of unity. As Zambians, we were crying to say we need the opposition to come together. Now, what I've realized is that people, as ourselves, we are the ones who are confusing things. We move step by step. The Brian Munduwire's team and Makebi's team, they have come together. You cannot just announce and give all the information there and there, because we are in a situation where everything that is happening is being calculated, and there is always opposition to great ideas that are coming through. So the supporters, we must be patient, and also who are those others who are not yet on board. This issue of saying Ali Karawa is the one with a correct party, no, we are actually encouraging him to stay away. What Ambassador President Hari Karawa should do is to join to come on board, even before the announcement of who the flag carrier will be. Mr. Karaba should come on board. The rest should come on board so that you make something one. And then at the end of the day, they will agree whether it is Hari Karaba who is going to stand, it will be Hari Karaba. If it is Makebi Zulu, it will be Makebi Zulu. If it will be Brian Munduvile, it will be Brian Munduvile. At the moment, we must be spearheading a unity. We must not be concerned to say, what are they going to use? Which part is intact? No. At the moment is unity. This is what we have been crying for. We've been crying for unity. And this unity has been shown by two people that have come together. The rest should come on board. Staying away by thinking I'm the one with the right party, that is a very big mistake that we are making again. We need to come as one. And then during the filing in of the nomination, these days that are remaining, they can agree. God can do a miracle. Whoever, that is the one that the people will go for. That is what we need to do at the moment. We don't need to go in detail, just like the previous caller said. We are going too much into details. We want to know everything. Remember that you are not the only one. The other camp also, they are strategizing on how they can stop you, how they can hammer you. So some information, it is better they are withheld. Okay, it is better that they are withheld so that at the right time, definitely now things will be reviewed. So I like it the way it is that Makebi is going on his own, Munduvile is going on his own. Right now, as I'm speaking, Munduvile is holding a program. Makebi was busy today. If Hari Karaba can also be busy today. But at that day, these are human beings who should agree. The lives of Zambian people are at stake. You people, you opposition parties, leaders, I know you are listening. Come on board.
Thank you, my brother. Let me just take some more calls. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think your point is very clear. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Mwamba.
Good evening.
You are talking to Kayula from Chinsali.
Kayula from Chinsali, make your contributions.
Mkwai. Ndiro wakutotera kuri fyonse fire chitika na tukwata okukonkamo. Lero naino kukonkomesha kwandi kwakweba okuti fwe bali kunse twalerera unity. Then unity ya isa twijoin na mukusala nangu mukupatura uyachitefi because nga twaibukisha sana okuitwa kwa unity waambirepo ni Hari Karaba neryo ambirepo na bose mabambo okuminisha. So if bambi bambo okwiza, people should not just start saying that, oh no, this one should come and join who and this one should come and join who. The leaders, we are crying for unity and they've heard. Because when we look at things, the other camp, they don't really even have a party, but Hari Karaba has been consistent and he seems stable. So let's not be the voice again to pick and say, no, this one is not worthy. Leadership is chosen by God. And Hari has shown competence. So let the leaders continue uniting. And we as the Chinsalians and my fellow people have seen to say we should not just be saying Hari no, Hari this. Hari Karaba is suitable and ready to lead. The others also should reconsider as they sit on those tables, knowing that the president should be considered as Hari Karaba. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Anonymous, good evening, Ambassador.
Good evening, Anonymous. Make your contribution.
I am not going to make any contribution, but I would like you to call me after your program. I want to talk to you privately.
Thank you, my brother. I will. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution. Hello. Hello, caller. Is this Danny Sinyangwe? Hello, caller. Uh-oh. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Oh, Sinyangwe Danny on the line, Ambassador Mwamba.
Yes, I thought so. Yes, my brother. Make your contribution.
Thank you. Ambassador Mwamba, like once of a Valelanda, I think unity is what we've been calling for. And as we have called for this unity, us now the supporters, we should not destroy this unity by trying to find fault in each other. Let's work together. The task ahead is very difficult. So, I'm sure Makebi, Brian Mundubile, they are smart. They are going to engage even other people so that this unity will come with a purpose. Then the other thing, Emmanuel Mwamba, you asked a good question. What can you do and what can you measure the cabinet? Because as at tomorrow, there will be no cabinet. Mwamba, this is the worst cabinet ever in the history of Zambia. Why am I saying so? Mwamba, 7 years of ECL, as much as people didn't want to work with him or they spoke ill about him, but people could see the works of ECL and his government. 5 years of this government that we have now, let's put politics aside. What have they done for you and me? What have they done for the people in rural areas of Zambia? Yesterday, Mwamba, something touched me. After we finished listening to your program, because we have to listen to other programs, I was listening to one man on Queen Pum's podcast, Lufa Breya. The man brought a very important point to say, look, governance, when we have people, they should change the lives of Zambians. Today, 5 years, those cabinet ministers, let them go back to their constituents. What changes have they brought to the lives of Zambians? If you can have a country after 63 years of independence, Mwamba, we still have people with they don't have basic to clean water. They are still using Peter tins. And there we have a president who had promised the Zambian people so much. But 5 years has passed. If he could just even show us anything that they have done without saying, we are doing what PF did not do. All what I have seen, Mwamba, a country that is more divided, more youths that don't have jobs, only the few people from a certain region are treated more Zambians than others. I won't say much, but Mwamba, let's remain focused, and then point isuma. As supporters should not be seen to be the one to destroy this unity. Let the leaders do their job. Let us support them. Mwamba, God bless you and God bless Zambia. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contribution.
Mwamba, this is Mua from Livingston, Murishani.
Murishani ku Livingston.
Depo shako na wekara chalo. Iko watakwa mana nikarama ama issues there for the folks that present. First one, in 5 years of UPND, and then I also have a letter from the Council of Elders over the unity between President Mundu and the President Makebizur.
Thank you.
Then we have issue in concerning the issue of candidates. So I write a bit, then I even tell you. So 5 years of UPND Mwamba has been it has been a sad 5 years. It's like wasted years, because what UPND promised only ukakaba nabo Nsara Mayanda. You know, it's like 5 years. Imipasha abantu tushire churji chuchutika. Abantu bali kyaba fure mufifuba abantu bali kyaba rupatano. So really 5 years of UPND has brought a lot of misery. But again, na ituwesha kuliresa, knowing that our lives before God were nothing. So by UPND, now feel like 5 years. And then Mwamba, they can imbere in character ya Chimakuma Council of Elders.
Okay.
The Patriot Front Council of Elders commends and congratulates Presidents Makebi Zulu and Brian Mundwire of Pamozi and Tonse Alliances for rising to the challenge of unity in defense of democracy for our beloved nation of Zambia. We are now calling upon all members, supporters, and all Zambians of goodwill to fully rally behind these gallant men. President Makebi and President Mundube deserve a special place in the hearts of all Zambians forever as heroes. We owe an eternal gratitude to the Craig, traditional leaders, civil society, elders of volunteer organizations, art central committees for your resilience and all those unsung movers without whom this political monument wouldn't have been. Let us all move together. Victory is assured. No doubt about it. Ngonga Mukupa, PF Council of Elders Chairman.
Thank you very much. Powerful letter. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
So, the other issue Mwamba, the issue of my candidates. I'm happy that by the debate extend our nomination days. We have a serious challenge of candidates. If you never open the Vashre Trufianya, if you send the party by Tuaruku, Tefi. So on the ground, I want to value Ruvan, the party are going up. So you discover that having I want to be discouraged from participating in elections. So now, I don't know what we can do, but on this matter, we need to move as quickly as possible. Because campaign manager of our president, our driver, ni what councillor, na what chairman. No mbanga tamkwete councillor power driver. It will be difficult to campaign. And if we are serious about getting power, we need to field candidates in almost at least maybe 90% of all the wards in Zambia. I'm members of parliament, we should just do it 100%. Otherwise, if we don't do anything between now and the part 25, we will still have a very big problem here, my candidates. So, each person have been doing it. The way she been a procedure. You have to be tax cleared. You have to be tax cleared. You need your grade 12 to be verified. The council has to approve you. So the process can go katari. So people must actually make sure that to consider constituency chairman, district chairman, everyone who is on as leaders. We are not supposed to go in without a candidate in any of our wards in Zambia. Recently, we held elections, here convention, here PF. We saw the participation. It was 111 districts. So if we can field candidates in all these districts, votes from the convention, I think it will put us at a better position. Now, what I've seen is that if former Zambians that will realize seriousness here, leadership. I think that will realize because you find that those good men and women who are good-hearted, they're scared to participate in politics. But they care about savage some politics. Some favorite some savage. mwenepo bachabena chabinga abantu be ati no utungurushi. The moment we control the type of leadership that we want for our country, that will be the beginning of change for our country. But you find that abantu to participate in my elections. And, I don't know, but therefore a better Zambia. Then we don't want to participate in building a better Zambia. That's why when I catch in the Baisar and Logo that we want to Muratambira Bora Materases. Is any more ground to take Pamobola Pantu who take over. Now we mean up Pabisan. So Bamwamba Naranda San.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution.
This is Precious Inonga from Livingston.
Yes, Precious.
Yes, I want to contribute on what people they are saying about Makebi Zulu and Wamdubile, that they did well to unite.
Yes.
On my side, I don't want to pretend. I just have to come open and tell the truth. The unity that we need right now, it's not all about Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu, no. The unity that we want all opposition leaders to come together and support one person. We expect all opposition leaders to respect the ECL's wishes so that all of us, we can know why Balungu left such wishes. All we need right now is democracy. But I personally have discovered that there are some people who are trying to pretend like they want to save the people of Zambia, but they don't want to save the people of Zambia. They will give another chance to UPND to make our life miserable. So myself, I'm just here to say, let opposition leaders come together. They should not, each and everyone should not say, I want to be the president. No. For now, we need our democracy back. Let them come together, let them be united and support one person. And that person should be Makebi Zulu. We need Makebi Zulu to bring truth to the nation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll be closing at 22. So if you have anything to say, you say it now before we close the lines. We'll be closing the lines at 2. So I'm going to take the last 4 or 5 calls to hear from you. Make your call. Let's hear you. Let's hear your contribution. Yes, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Good evening, Mr. Mwamba. Anonymous here.
Anonymous, make your contribution.
Thank you. Also, Mr. Mwamba, I want also to contribute. I'm sure Nafumfika want to forward, and also I want also to express my gratitude and to what happened, more especially yesterday. Brian Mundubile and Makebi Zulu. I was very happy. Do you know, Mr. Mwamba, that I wanted to chase my wife because she was too happy than the way she becomes happy when I buy a present.
Nice one.
Makebi Zulu and Mundubile bakamyo kubusunga. Maybe na mwele ba Mwamba.
Mwamba. She just loves our country.
Very, very much, Mr. Mwamba. Yesterday night, I'm telling you, it was fine, and we felt good. And this is what we want. Like please, we are inviting also Nava Kalava, member like in please, we need you all. We need you because this is our country that we want to fight for. So, please, once and the other thing also that I want to contribute is on our us as supporters, cadres. Please, let's respect our leaders and let's make sure that we give them responsibility to rule us. Sometimes, Balaba misread. Like I heard what the chairperson for national chairperson for Apamo's Alliance it's not just about position, but it's about the interest. When we remember I remember when we see a video Balungu was seated bunch so, but God chose him. We should not look at anyway. Pale bonse muba Mwamba mipale na ifu bonse na muba le tumama phone, you can see how people are expressing themselves. Therefore na bachimba kambwire lero tatulefo ku tabale umfika po ababebe ni bese bafya tuomfwe pona lero one Emmanuel Mwamba mwaisabanga.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's please call so that we can close the program. I'm taking the last calls. We hear from you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Hello, caller.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, MK6 from Pretoria again today.
MK, make your contributions.
I need about 30 minutes next program. There's so much that is in my heart.
You should just come. We feature you.
I think I need a feature during the campaign time so that maybe we can talk to our fellow youths in Zambia.
Wonderful.
You know, it's appalling to have a government that is concluding tomorrow, which have received, I think, the worst rating from the UN, or let me just say from the world. I think we all have the records that is at hand. We are rated, I think, downward since independence. So appalling that some of us would even want to continue with the same. For me, what is worrying is not the economy, but the democracy. That is my number one worry. Because I've got first-hand information, especially from the UN. I've got first-hand information from the people who have been incarcerated from my province. I'm coming from the constituency of Bachirangwa, and you can easily tell to say actually we have lived in a government that has never respected the rule of law. Mwangala Zoromi is his daughter. He is walking in the streets of Lusaka, enjoying her peace, while my brother, Honorable Chilangwa, is languishing in the police or prison cells. I think we can do better as a people. We can stand together and fight for justice and fight that we are all inclusive in the running of this governance. I've lived a life in the last 5 years where I can see first-hand information from those in government and supporting the UPND government who have exercised tribalism at the highest order. So I don't see why someone would stand up again and say we go back to these people. I think, like you have said, I need the day that I can come and talk. Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions.
Thank you very much for taking my call. Anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
My contribution to all Zambians that would like, our country to be back on track is that let's remember something that's very, very important. I think for me, the 13th of May, 2026, made a very, very special day on our calendar in this country. That God spoke to us and He showed us the way. By closing a door that we constantly have been praying to Him to close, which is this particular dispensation, closing Parliament and crossing over to a new era where the Parliament dissolution and the opposition beginning to unite yesterday was an indication and a sign from God in allowing this country to be freed from the 5 years shackles that we have been through. I think that it is very that we begin to listen to God's voice and begin to work together as a nation. It brings me very, very close to tears. And I think that the people of God that have been praying, the men of God that have been on their knees, that are still on their knees, begin to feel this spirit that is blowing across this country. And I pray that we continue to unite and end up in the way that God has opened this door that he has opened and closed and shut that one which will never be opened again. In Jesus' name, let's continue to pray. Let's be on our knees. Let's raise our hands to God so that he continues to lead us in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for that prayer and powerful voice. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contributions.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
This is Mr. Mwela calling from Avondale.
Mr. Mwelwa, make your contribution.
Thank you, Ambassador. Yeah, my network is poor here.
Yes, make your contribution, my brother. We can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Ambassador Mwamba, I'm begging you this evening that maybe you help us to tame Queen Pumi and the friend Beverly. Hear the voice of Zambia. You try to tame these people. I think these people are not helping us. They are there to destroy whatever you people have fought for. Thank you, Ambassador. I submit.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. You are giving me big assignments. I don't even know what they are talking about. I'll follow up. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and make your contributions. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from and give us your contribution.
Yeah, good evening, Mwamba.
Good evening.
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Yeah. Mwamba, the way I'm thinking, I'm a candidate, I'm a cabathro. Fwetu wa Fudishako. The way to mwa Fudishako, yakwewati, in the next 3 weeks, mukashte conduct an opinion poll countrywide. At least where you come up with at least 2 flag bearers, two front liners.
I'm quiet.
2 front liners. Aya target to capture at least 1 million phone calls where people can be voting. This one, you spread it. You can get in touch number Mama podcast Bambi, then Nama radio stations Yambi, whereby they conduct those phone calls, vote, then Imam Ababa totaling center. So at you reach within 3 weeks, you reach at least a million calls, votes. Then that is whatever I'm a candidate wants. Out of once having a through list where people be voting perform. Then you tell them out of this first 3 weeks to create Abama 2 frontliners. Then after 3 weeks, once they should just rally behind those 2 frontliners. So there will only be 3 candidates. Wakateka and those the other 2. That is whether you are Makepi, you are Mundubile, you are Karaba, just the first 2 frontliners. Awene,
rally behind. Then kuma MPs, after Vashta find my MPs, they should sit down and see where do they have the stronger MPs. Who is talking about costed my MPs? Both staff feel was somebody 25 once but of course file in. But Pauchita campaign, I think these three parties were quite strong about what support. Maybe which constituency, just the three parties want to support, so that they don't split bossy kuma MPs. They should go and say that unite and say this is what we decided to do.
Thank you very much, my caller. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Thank you. I'm back again, Uncle J.
Yes, Uncle
I'll
J.
be so quick. Yes, I just wanted to defend my sister. I've seen some people that have called and are saying, Queen Impuni and things like that. I think we need to understand that we had different camps. We had two different camps, and there was a war of partition that was dividing us. And from the time that war collapsed, I think Queen Impuni is one person that has been very consistent. And in the way she's actually presented herself in these, days that have passed, I think everyone must be able to appreciate. This is a woman that has stood, and has spent much of her time away, from her family just to advocate for democracy and the law of law, and also the unity of the opposition. Of course, these are politics. There could have been words that have been said based on what was happening. You cannot continue to attack someone like that. That is wrong. So yeah, I thought I just needed to call and just speak to that. I think they need to spare.
Thank you, Uncle J. You are right. There were camps. Now the camps have, the camps have now collapsed, and it's time to work for unity. Thank you for that.
He has been consistent on her page, posting about this unity that has happened. So I don't know why people would want to attack her that way. That's wrong.
Thank you, Uncle J.
In unison.
Yes, thank you. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from, and make your contribution.
Yes, good evening, Your Excellency.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Zambia, Anonymous.
Anonymous, make your contributions.
Yes, my contribution is that I feel that a mechanism to choose one presidential candidate must be identified. I mean, MZ8, BM8, KBF, Halikalava, Fred Membe, and others must all be subjected to a poll, similar to that no-name party convention that was done. You see, so whoever emerges as winner becomes an undisputed opposition presidential candidate. And everybody else, all the people who follow those must four ranks, must support that particular candidate. That's how we are going to have maybe one or just two opposition figures as presidential candidates. I feel this is what should be done, because how do you choose between MZ8, BM8, in this case as an alliance, and then the others? Let's get everybody together and then choose one.
Thank you, my brother. I think your thoughts are clear.
That's the way we should go.
Thank you. Your thoughts are very clear. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you're calling us from, and give us your contributions.
Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
Evening. This is Mr. Mwero from Avondale again.
Yes, Mr. Mwero. Uncle J called you to correct you that there were camps, and now those camps have disappeared, and the ladies are working together now. I mean, the narrative has totally changed.
No, I think Uncle Jay hasn't listened to the latest postings they made, these two people on their page, where they were saying that, no, we can't take things for granted, even if we've amazed, but we look, we should look at what happened, where we are coming from. But when you look at the clip which Lily posted, she was very happy and celebrating. But these other two ladies, they are still insisting to say, no, we should scrutinize, we should scrutinize this group further. What? They are just delaying our process. I'm not for Mundubile, no. But it's the way they are conducting themselves. It's like they vowed not to work with Mundubile. That's what I see. And we are bitter because you see, we were fighting for this unit. Yeah? We were trying for this unit. It has come now, and then you have people again who are bringing negative things again.
No, first of all, my dear brother, I have a rule here. I don't discuss my other bloggers, whether it's Chilufya Tayali, whether it's Lily, whether it's Chair or Queen Pumi. That is number one rule. So first of all, I don't know what the others have said. Number two, I don't know what they've written, and I need to evaluate. I don't want to crucify them. But of course, your concerns are taken. I take your concerns. Is that clear?
You know, Ambassador Mwamba, it's not that we hate them. We don't hate them, no.
Yeah. No, you are right about supporters. They comes and they should come together. That point you are right. Okay, but...
Yeah, because if you check the clip, which he posted, after hearing that, these two camps have merged, she was very happy. But the other people are still continuing with negative statements. I can even send that clip to you.
Please send it to me. And yeah. But I hope you got my point. I am reluctant to discuss other people.
Point, but it's like when we tell you people, it's like on the other camp, you give us a deaf here.
Yeah. Okay, my brother. Thank you. Let me take another call.
That is not good.
Hello, caller. Please tell us your name and where you are calling us from.
Hello, Ambassador Mwamba.
Mwamba. Bakalamba Mrishani, Honorable Chimbakambwili. Yes, CK. Make your contribution, Bakalamba.
Yeah, I've just been following your program, and yesterday I followed your program. The unity between Makebi and Mondowile, very welcome. Excellent unity. Yeah, I was saying the unity between Makebi and Honorable Mundubile, Honorable Makebi Zulu, Honorable Mundubile, very excellent. But I think we should avoid thinking that because the two have come together, then we have wrapped it up. It must be beyond. Mind you, Honorable Mundubile and Honorable Makebi are all coming from PF. So it's just a PF family. But what we need now is beyond the PF family. I have been fighting for the entire opposition to unite. I have had a discussion with President Fred Membe, a discussion with Honorable President Kalava. I've had discussion with Kapemba Simbao. I've had discussion with Kopolande. I've had discussion with Mohavi Lungu and the Zambia we want. I've had discussion with my brother KBF. So if we are going to narrow this thing to only two people, then we are not going anywhere. We need the entire opposition to come together and agree to disagree. I totally agree with people that are saying that let us not just think that the two coming together, then that's it, and we are assured of defeating the current government. This must be opened to everybody, and all those who have access to all these presidential aspirants must, from between today And the coming days up to the 25th, make sure that all these people come together. That is the only time we are going to say, thumbs up, well done. And it should not be closed that no, either Makebi should be president and the other one, Mundubile, must be deputy, or either Mundubile must be and Makebi be deputy, and then we've closed it up and we've wrapped it up. Then we are lying to ourselves. We need unity in diversity, and only unity in diversity will assure us the victory that we all hope and look forward to. I thank you.
Thank you, CK, former Minister of Information, former Minister of Labour, and he's been a senior member of the Patriotic Front, says the unity must go beyond the two. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contributions.
Good evening, Ambassador Mwamba.
Good evening.
Okay, so this is Carlos Chishike.
But Carlos, make your contribution.
Okay, Ambassador, in as much as we would want to appreciate the coming together of the opposition, I feel that we also need to be so very realistic. In that you and I, we have a role to play in this whole thing. If we do not begin to tell each other the truth, Zambia will still be in the same problems that we have. The ambassador and so many Zambians out there, including myself, we want to see Zambia liberated from the yoke that we find ourselves in. Okay? But the thing here is this. We must agree, all of us, that today we are in a place where we are being ruled by a person that is so very incompetent. The most disastrous thing that we can ever do is to move from this disaster to another disaster. Because we're in this place, it's my strong suggestion that we have to move from this disaster to someone who is more experienced. And if I look at those that are today aspiring to lead us, I feel that many of those that are offering themselves, commanding huge clouds, do not have what it takes. We must be so very kind to ourselves and rescue ourselves from this kind of mediocre kind of leadership that we find ourselves in by going for somebody who is more experienced. I know PF and many others do not want to be taught the truth, but I'll speak the truth, because even the Bible, Ambassador Mwamba, tells you that you shall speak the truth and it shall set you free. I still insist. Hari Kalaba is more experienced than the two that you can talk about, that the two that many others are talking about. This is somebody who has been a civil servant for 10 years, backbench MP, and Minister of Lands and Foreign Affairs. I think the man has got it all. We need somebody who is more experienced. It would be so very disastrous for us to go for experiments again. Mr. Ishilema is where he is today because he never understood what it means to be in government. He's never been a civil servant. He's never been a councillor. He's never been any of those things. So we cannot really afford as a nation to get somebody who is like him again. And my plea to the so many Zambians out there who want to see Zambia on a different trajectory is that can we please look for experience at this point?
Thank you, Carlos. Thank you very much.
We can only get it. Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador Mwamba. You've cut me short.
Hello, caller, please tell us your name and thank you for waiting for a long time. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from.
Ambassador, I don't know what time it is. My name is Chilando, calling you from Lusaka.
Mr. Chilangwe, make your contribution.
Yes, my contribution, sir, is that we welcome the unity that we got yesterday between Honorable Makebi Zulu and Honorable Brian Munduvile. It is a welcome move, and we are so excited and happy about this union. But one thing that I would like to say is that, Ambassador, we are being ruled by this autocratic kind of government. They are even taking us back to trade, to slave trade, bringing in laws to say if you assemble, you are found from number 3 to going upwards, you've been in trouble. I mean, these are laws that were used in slave trade, in apartheid, and people used to use these laws where people who were scared. They were scared if people get together and they start talking, they might come against us. So we must realize that we are dealing with a very, very complicated government, an incompetent government, and we need to really work together. I agree with the other gentleman who's saying that, the other two leaders that have put together and are not, don't have the experience. I mean, they've both been in government, and they are lawyers, which is a good thing, We never saw laws being broken under President Manawasa, who was the lawyer. We never saw any laws being broken under the late President Lungu. But now we got a businessman into the seat whose aim is just to make a profit and care less about the country. So I think the unity is a good one, and we should all welcome it and Zambians, and let's just give them the support. Those that want to join, let us join. Those that do not want, well, there's nothing we can do. Let us move forward. Thank you. I submit.
Thank you very much. Let's take the last cause. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and give us your contribution. I'm quite nameless.
Okay, I just want to respond to, I don't know what his name is, Mr. Who was actually been talking about who should be the president of Zambia, someone who is so experienced. I'm sure you mulalande chibemba, lekeni nande mchibemba, bakwe bati nchite express wino, tamwa ishibo kuchita analyze. Imwete tumuise pa mulabasa, erwa abantu, bale luisha, untungwa, imo mwaisa chita single out. Mistake you mwapanga. That's not the way you analyze sensitive situations. I don't belong to any party. I'm an individual. I'm just a concerned citizen who has been looking at how things are in our country. Imwe mufuile ukulanda indirect. Ingamwari sambirila. You should know how to speak indirect, not direct like that. Because you are talking to so many people. You are talking to the whole Zambian people. Hello, Zambian people are the ones who are going to choose who is supposed to be the president. Yes, Bakalaba is so competent. Makebi Zulu is so competent. Munduvire is so competent. Bamembe, very competent. Even with other people. Tetimuiso kuchita single out. Hello. tatufyali kwa munganda imo ero tatwakwata amano ya mwene twakwata amano ya kusana tekwe bati pantu infumu yesu ile tusunga ile tuteka pale inonjiteo nachindikana sana pantu ine nshituka abantu yalufyanya no ukesa kwakalufyanya pantu abakwete experience ero bakaunda bayishire pabuntungwa tabakwete experience elo bachilu bayishire pabuntungwa tabakwete experience. Experience starts from somewhere. This is one thing you have to know. Elo umuntu nangute takwete experience kuli abenga mufundako. Ichibemba chebo kwebati umsalu ali pesamba waishire pamulu. Tata ngana mkwata wa content then keep it in your heart, but do not come and talk to the Zambians like that because we are so many. Zambia is not made of one person. We are 20 million in Zambia. So I have challenged you because I'm not happy of your comment. That's not good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from. Ntam kwa imayo barishani. Mama Nyirenda from Silverest, just a minute. Yes.
Ne barangire batata bachimba kambwiri chishinka umrando wakwe bati government ilipoyi te akusekana hena ejo tulefwaya babwaja fube ba kalaba bonse fema opposition tufure twaikala pamo ten turubula abantu abaneso abani mfungo tene cho nalalomba ku intungurushisheso notifia kulimbana ukwebati awe inendefu ambe vice president awe inendefu ambe patopu awe inendefu okuba utufloto pusana bombeleni abantu musale omuntu wakwatinga mwasala zona kesa mkulubulu abantu notifia kwa efetinga mwamubika pali bu president ero nomba katampo kushitefintu enaka kwatisha maka kwati na baba dipwaba bale Stephen Fionse fe bale foya mwabo nga bale fo kupingula tira twala shitesha so nishala ifunde de rapita echo tulefu ayo mundu akwa bati ese mkubombere chalo abombere chalo chakwe bati ichalo chikomfwe bwino tulefu Ibrahimu wa Mzambia wala lubula fwe bantu muno Mzambia ba Mwamba please to papata notu kufaya fatinga abakateka abantu baleta mpoko mutina ayeka efe pachifulo umulando kwa fati bananyenda balitekapo we tatulefa abena Idi Amin muno mchalo cheswa ifo tulefa omuntu ukatulubula umuntu kala umfanga batu adanda ula abantu balanda tichaso umfwa noti umuntu uwa kuyumfwa nga ikala pampando aba mubike pampando bonse baba down then ama MPs tulefu ama MPs yo tukasala nga twala nga balepanga mafunde mu parliament fwa basala bafule baisa mukutwipusha taba tulefu ukupanga efunde lyaso twa basuminisho kwati ifunde lyaso kabene mupange noti ama MPs ayansala bakandida baba kwa fetinga babe bati baba pelo lupia baba feti tentu pange efyaso basumina tulefu intungulushi ishalo ndoloke chalo tulefu abeshikulu besu bakese ikale chalo chisuma notukula wina fye mapoketi mwenu shinoshuktuleti no kulanda sana ba Mwamba sai balo ya isakoyi kuti batu konga kusuvalest mulale bwino tule kutika ba Mwamba lesale mpara.
Thank you my dear sister, thank you very much. Hello caller, please tell us your name and where you're calling us from and make your contribution.
Ba Mwamba Mwabombeni.
Ndita Mwabombeni.
Ba Mwamba chanta nkene kumitote lashia.
Mkwai.
Hii program yenu, it's a very good platform. Hello, you have spoken to all the prospective candidates we can think of. Yakwaba otamwala ndapo na nkwe
onse mwali batita interview ero nemisango shabo mwali shiba. I think at the stage where we have reached as a country, Mwamba, you need to help us so that we narrow down our conversation to an individual that can help us. We have been talking about let's unite as opposition. Now, we need to start thinking of who should we rally behind. And we need to pick a name. And this name we should now start telling the Zambian people. Vane, from our analysis, how we have looked at these candidates, their experience, what they have done, their contribution, I think this is the person that we feel like go. Mwamba, I'm just coming from the farm. I went to see my grandfather. Now, when we reached, we went together with my elder brother. We find this old man seated. Now, we ask this old man, sir, we need transport to another area where we are going. And our big man had 2 vehicles. One was an old wreck car. It was moving and smoking quite okay. Then there was a brand new, almost new GX, which he got out of his retirement package. But the unfortunate part of that GX, there was no engine. So he asked us to choose which car we can get and use to get where we are going. To my surprise, my elder brother rushed for the GX. Even despite us being told to say this GX has got no engine. Me, I humbled myself and I allowed my big brother to say, okay, since my big brother has made a choice to pick the GX which has got no engine, me, I'll get this same finished vehicle. But as we speak now, I've gotten to my destination. My elder brother is still, I don't know whether he's still at the farm or he's still languishing somewhere. Now, the lesson out of this, Mwamba, we have been given all the indicators. And these indicators are in the public domain. Today, the ECZ called upon the meeting where they asked the stakeholders to be given a program on the 18th so that they can start these nominations. But the unfortunate part in some of these places, they were told after 18 that the program has been changed or they have rescheduled it. Now, the happenings in this country, it's as good as a father or my grandfather sitting at the farm. The two of us, me and my brother, we are more or less like political parties. And the Zambian people have given us an option, talking about a special purpose vehicle. There is a brand new GX without an engine. Now, is that a vehicle that we are really going to pick to take us to our destination? I think we, the Zambians, we need to start thinking twice about some of these decisions. We are better off even to say, let's package ourselves in this finished wreck car in order for us to cross on the other side, because there is movement. And Mwamba, in honesty and fairness, first of all, motion is not progress. We can all be in motion, but going in circles. But what is important, let's put our egos aside. And looking at all these candidates that have come and that have emerged, there is need for us to start chiseling it down to one individual, and we start telling people to say, let's rally behind this individual. Based on the indicators that has been unveiled to us, we have been told anyone who's going to appear before ECZ should come with the adoption certificate that is signed by the Secretary General, the party president, who is recognized by the Registrar of Society. Now, if we continue being in this denial and thinking that we are going to pull up or to take out a law that we can back it, we'll just end up shooting ourselves. Why can't we look at a party that has got all the requisites that we need, all the prerequisites that are necessary for us to rally behind and we make sure that we are not disadvantaged. I love this President Mawere. Mawere, when he approached Hari Karaba, he told him, Bwana, before I join you or support you, can you show us your documentation and tell us, and we don't want you just to tell us, show us the evidence that you are among those office bearers in your party, and we want to make sure that indeed you are a party president of your organization, you have been to a convention, you have been elected, and the record at the Registrar of Society is up to date. And the good part of it is that Hari Karawa had to produce this document. That's how Mr. Mawere and his team decided to make such a decision to say, guys, let's not push ourselves into this race. We are better off to rally behind our brother who has got a document that is up to date. So with him, he has got, I'll say, he's at an upper hand because of the documentation. Now, why are we wasting our time to go and get these special purpose vehicles? And we know it ourselves from the depth of our hearts to say these special purpose vehicles, some of it, it's a little bit difficult even to explain who are the office bearers. Please, Mwamba, help us, so that we chisel it down to an individual and we start telling people to say, gentlemen, mweba fiashi, mweba msapela, batataba shikulu, let's rally behind this individual, because we don't want to experiment. And this is not the time for us to use emotions. This is the time that we should just put our differences aside and look at what the law says as at now, because what they have implemented, they will use it against some of our colleagues. Thank you, Mwambale.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the program, and thank you for all the calls, for everyone that was calling. Today we're discussing the development in South Africa regarding the late president. The matter is coming up in the Supreme Court of Appeal. A date has been given us 27th May for the full hearing. And like we told you, this matter was never discontinued, and we never understood why the Attorney General then proceeded to pick the body and conduct an illegal post-mortem on it. That matter is coming on the 27th. Although I'm calling, I can see people still calling. Hello, caller. Ndefo kuisala mulenkanyo kuisala.
Yo lichikolo yama yo kabiri uli inongo ya mushiji ichulu chako tachuma fyawe lesali alibika mwichikalamba muliwe wabomba fe wino
yo twabomba. Make your contribution, my brother. Your name and your contribution.
Never vox to collect our Chinalanda Pama candidate. The first to conquer our sister Wanda Chilando Kwebati Ukutungule Chalo Temuntu Mwawe a mistake to panga Ukutungule Chalo. If you are a British state structure governance system, tell president that take a child. Quali Baba department Yaengi, I have finished our president to take a child. Each our first panamban, Muntu Fiole Banga, into Nglushuba president, I feel quite a wisdom Muneka. Two, I feel assemble a very good team. No kula bonfila ma technocrats ni na bantu bakwetama experience. Kwali baba president Mwambi, they are not even economists, they are not agriculturists, they are not engineer, taba ishwana ngufimo. But now kwata bantu ma department ya pusana ichalo kuti wateka wino bala kustana guide wino. So if you are kweba to you are kwata experience ali bombere ni minister ali nishani awe. A mistake to panga. We are trying to focus on one individual to be a leader. Let's constitute a team. Ya kwebati yambo kutungulile chalo. Mwambanda kwata kwa example ya MMD. Wa MMD wali
all the position of the National Executive Committee, they were subject to an election. So all say from the president, from the secretary general, from the provincial chairman, they were subject to an election. Now got National Executive Committee. President Ingalefwaya, anything to be passed into that National Executive Committee. Afila Starobi. However, my executive committee members who are educated, why should they support that proposals? No, but if you have the way all these political parties have been structured, there have been structures which quite a power. Today we have landed ourselves if we stick in parliament. But was President Ngalanda Filia won't say Konka. By MMD Chiruvanga Fintu, ama executive members in Awaka and Istachapite. Because all those members of the National Executive Committee, they obtain their mandate from the people, not being appointed by one individual. So therefore, collect my brothers, what experience. Governance system of the country is not one an individual. It's a system. Appoint people who are capable to advise. Tabafira wale kutina president. Bafira kwe watu wa president mwapange cha so. Chalaluana. That's why when you saw Amina Magande became one of the best finance minister, Ronald Penza, because they used to challenge the president. So that's why we are trying to advise our brothers. Let's identify the people. Kuba nabo abendofila abena Zambia abenda tina abena Zambia abenda tina entambisha mchalo abenda sta protective funde abenda tina ama values all to sta mobilize as a Zambian so that chalo chie kuntanshi not individual aba itungo kweba pakafia inanga ishiri ipote bambi chimbi ba Mwamba. When the people are talking about experience, let's be objective here. Not quite 16,151 polling station. You need to have almost 35,000 polling agents and polling assistants. Some of the candidates are talking about, they could not even manage that number of votes in a general election. So, for example, if you look about presidential candidates, in 2021, none of the presidential candidates, apart from President Hakainde Hichilema and President Edgar Lungu, who got more than 30,000 votes, which requires just some polling agents and polling assistants. So what the Zambians are looking for, now what we never got that experience, but join now so that we have a formidable team to govern this country, to respect every Zambian, to respect 73 tribes, to respect all organs of this country. I thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You still want to speak, but we are closing. And those are the issues we're discussing. So thank you very much for your contribution, and we will see you tomorrow. God bless you, and shalom, shalom.
If I cannot move out of my country, Zambia, to go for medication at my own expense, and I'm pulled out of a plane to say, go back home and die, that for me constitutes house arrest. I will not die a peaceful death if I was to die today without restoring PF to what it is. By the way, I've been saying to people who want me to reconcile with the president that, look, the only way we can start talking about reconciliation is for the man to begin restoring democracy. And how he restores democracy to me is by restoring the legitimate leadership into PF where we were on 23rd October 2023, where we had elected leaders like myself as president and others, including our SGs and everybody. Once he restores that, he tells his people in the civil service to say, guys, can you correct this? The register record to show the true reflection of the leadership of the party. Then we're on our way to go. They've done that with other political parties as a system, and I can't allow that. So we are going to fight So talk of retirement.
Have you ever heard me answer? Stay the focus. Eyes on the ball. Because if I start quarreling on everything, let me use this opportunity to say something. We need to bury the 6th president and bury him in his home in Zambia. We need to give him a decent burial, a military burial, because he was the commander-in-chief. There's no issue of who quarreled with who. We are beyond that. Where we are is responsibility, duty, Zambian character, African values, to bury the dead. When you have issues, you discuss after burial. Even in families, that's what we do, isn't it? I brought this subject, please don't push it too much. I've just brought it to show you that the kind of stuff I'm reading on social media now, insults this way, left, insults this way, right. I want to guide the nation. Let's stop this kind of stuff. Akim, I don't believe in witchcraft myself. I don't. I'm a Christian. I'm an elder in the church. I'm Adventist. But all the body of Christ is one. We are a Christian nation. How come in a Christian nation we are now talking witchcraft? We believe in witchcraft. No. Echechi, Alepo who send the body parts. What would I do with the body parts of anybody? Really speak, let's talk sense here. What would I do with that? If I believed in witchcraft myself, in the years I was being persecuted, here in Kitwe, in Chingola, when we were almost killed in Chingola, I would have been hiring Ngangas. I have a bit of money. I would have been hiring Ngangas. I never went to Ngangas myself. In my family, the HH family, you will never find a Nganga there. I don't believe in that. We don't believe it. I'm glad that my wife doesn't. We've taught our children not to waste time. The issues, prayer. But they must work. But today I'm reading every day. People are talking about who is doing witchcraft on this, on what. No. Post-mortem is a normal thing, especially when people allege that this person was poisoned. A post-mortem is necessary. And the churches, I'm listening to what churches are saying. Churches must be part of the solution, not to be part of the problem. If you're a genuine church leader, be part of the solution. Don't put fuel on the fire, especially an artificial fire like this. Let's respect the 6th president. Let's bury him where the other 5 are lying. It's now presidency. It is now law, because there was a litigation. The 6th president, when he was in office, President Kaunda died. And some family members of President Kaunda, including the late Kaweche, may his soul rest in peace, and may Keke's soul rest in peace, did not want Keke to be buried at Embassy Park. But the 6th president, when he was in charge, the one who is now, we are fighting over to bury, simply said to the family, we are burying the President Kaunda at Embassy Park. If you want, come to the funeral. If you don't want, don't come. This is the man who is lying there. He was the head of state. We all listened to him. Okay, I was not allowed to go to that funeral, but I followed it on television. And he did the right thing. I want to commend the 6th president, President Lungu, for that decision. It was the right decision. And we all followed as citizens. What is different now? What is different now? Can we stop this?
We bring you guests that challenge the narrative, unveil what power hides, and spark national debate, speaking truth to power, from the grassroots to the highest offices. EMV.